Now, the editor-in-chief of BNE IntelliNews, joining us live from Berlin. Good to see you, Ben. So what do you make of this latest development?
Well, a huge row has broken out between Ukraine and Poland and a couple of other countries, Hungary in particular, about the grain. And the complaint was that, of course, Ukraine is trying to export its grain by ship. We just saw the ship leave the port, but that has basically been stopped by a Russian naval embargo. And in the meantime, Ukraine is desperate to get this grain to market. It's one of its biggest foreign currency earners. And so it's been sending it west by train, and that means it's been hitting the markets in Central Europe. And the problem there was so much grain, so much cheap Ukrainian grain was arriving on the market that it collapsed the local agricultural prices in Poland and Hungary and Slovakia. And what they did in response, because they're very concerned about their own agriculture, their own farmers, they banned the imports. And just this last week, the ban that had been imposed and backed by the EU expired, and Poland, Hungary, Slovakia have decided to extend that ban. And Ukraine is now, crying, saying this is unfair, and they've gone to the WTO to say it's a protectionism or a breach of free trade agreements, and hoping that the WTO will rule against these bans and reinstate the exports that Ukraine so desperately needs to earn money.
So do you think these bans are justified then?
Well, it's difficult to say. I think under the WTO rules, this is protectionism. However, Ukraine, of course, is in a desperate situation, and it has to get its grain out somehow. Because the economy is virtually collapsed. It doesn't have any means of raising any money. It needs to sell its grain to fund its war. And ironically, Poland in particular has been one of the staunchest supporters of Ukraine, supplied it with military arms, has taken in 2 million Ukrainian refugees. But the problem for Poland is that they have elections coming up in the middle of next month. And of course, the farmer, the agricultural sector, the agricultural lobby is extremely powerful. And so for them, the timing is awful, that they can't afford to let all their farmers go bust because the price of grain on the local market has gone down so much because of these cheap imports. So they've taken this drastic action of banning the exports for the meantime. And the WTO is an obvious place to go to try and resolve this row.
Ben Aris, thank you so very much indeed for your expertise. The editor-in-chief of BNE IntelliNews, joining us live from Berlin.